This is the Queen of Wands, and today we're going to do a reading for twin flames or soulmates or whoever happens to be in my channel. And there are just a couple of questions that we're going to stress out today, and we're trying to find some answers. And one of the questions is, what is he or she jealous about you? What secretly he won't tell you, but he's like secretly very jealous about you, and he won't share that information with you because he's so jealous, or she. Okay. Oh wow. Separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. Separation secretly about you is jealous because for some of you, he might feel that you are already detaching yourself, and you are fulfill your life with things that really completes you and defines you as a human being without the necessity of having his presence around. And I think deep down inside, he wanted this. He wanted you to be in a place, he or she, in a place when you're independent, self-sufficient, happy on your own. But now he's getting the feeling and the vibe that you can actually can be happy on your own, you know? He's secretly jealous of the fact that whenever you're detaching your attention from him, to the slightest opportunity or the moment that you're really working on a project, some ideas, really to define yourself and to upgrade yourself in many levels, financially, emotionally, he's very jealous. Or maybe even physically. Maybe it can be for some of you. There's another scenario here I see. He's jealous because some of you probably are not separated from a current partner. So he's jealous that you have an existing partner and you're not letting go. He's not expressing that. He or she, whoever is still in a current partnership, and he is, it really bothers him that you are not moving on to the next level of detaching yourself from a current situation, and that drives him nuts. The other thing is, like I said, separation from him, being independent on your own and finding fulfillment on your own. He wants attention. He wants to. He's really jealous. Like, look at, he holds his heart. Is like the idea of you not giving a moment of your time to him every day. He needs some kind of validation. Yes, that really makes him really weak. Whenever you're giving the hint and you're not even doing on purpose, whenever you feel like you're finally fulfilling your life with things that, you know, gives you purpose in your everyday existence, he feels that sense of security, like he's gonna try to trigger you and put you down in a way that to make you feel needing this person, right? That's how or like I said, you have an existing partner, and the fact that you're not letting go an existing partner, that drives him very crazy. Like, really, he's like, well, how come? I thought, you know, I'm the one. Like, well, how come? Well, it's not that easy, where everybody's situation is different. So because they think are the one, and but there's other steps and our priorities in life in order to get to where you want to be. But there is jealousy there, that he feels like no matter how he plays a major role in your existence, you still got other things that stay on top of the list. And probably that is yourself first, your own happiness first. So you come to a realization that you can detach yourself and separate yourself from him to some degree by choosing yourself first, and the circumstances and whatever it is that need to be solved from a happy place and from a very peaceful place, you know. There's a common understanding and agreement, and not being forced. Yes, and that drives him nuts. Like, he cannot put you in a place where you'd make decisions because he pressured you, he manipulated you, he did this and that you are so broken and so hurt and so whatever that you need him so bad that you're gonna give up and do this for him. Unless he gives up and separates himself from that form of thinking, you do that mirroring effect that you're never gonna um, respond back to that by just sincerely, genuinely um, throwing yourself on his arms. He has to surrender. You have to surrender from a genuine place when you're both ready to surrender, whatever it is, your existing lifestyles, certain patterns, certain individuals, and then bringing one another together. Yes, he's there is one of the things, separation, that he feels jealousy in whatever you detaching yourself from him. He feels this sense of jealousy, like it's like, how can you do it without him? Like, how can you do it? Because he feels like he's dying. He's got like a heartbreak here. He's like, I don't know how you do it lying there. And like, yeah, baby, you can stay or you can go. You're love him and miss him too, but he's like, oh my god, oh no, my heart, how am I gonna leave her now? You know? But you're like, yeah, somehow I'll make it. I'm getting used to this now. So go ahead. And that is one case. So let's see, what else is he jealous about you that he won't tell you? And then what he truly loves about you. Let's see, what is he jealous about first? Jealous about you. What is he jealous about you? All right, let's do this. Saturn. Okay. Oh, well, that is Saturn in Capricorn. Okay, so it's about restrictions. It's about patience, restrictions, imposing restrictions, and being realistic. This is about hardship. Put in the work, hard work, lessons to be learned. Okay, let's see what else. We gotta get more messages here. We got Taurus. Again, Saturn is a Capricorn. We got Taurus. Both these elements are very grounded, very earthy. He's jealous about you because you're not a dreamer. It looks like you're emotional, and you are emotional because you have feelings, but comes from a place of groundedness and very realistic approach. You see things from a different perspective, and until both your needs are met, you're not a delusional. You don't just ask for things out of the necessity to have them. Okay, um, you want things to happen because the best circumstances are there for things to happen, and they're created, and we made it work to happen. So you're saying put the work. Saturn is about lessons and putting a lot of effort, and Taurus is about Venus and self-love. Venus in Taurus is a very sexual, sensual, very loving, nurturing human being. Like Venus is also on the Empress card, motherly figure, very eloquent, with a big heart for everyone, and you're saying you got to put the work, you got to prove me what you made of, you got to act like a man, and show me on a physical plane what you need to put on the table. Um, if it's a female towards a male, so he's jealous about the fact that you put restrictions on him as much as he puts on you, and he thinks he's putting you in a place where you are restricted, but you are like, no, because I got my beliefs, my self-value. I'm doing what I'm doing because I believe in a certain way of thinking, and this is self-worth, and that's why you're imposing restrictions, because you know your worth and you don't let it go. In the past, he dealt with people that um, they had no boundaries, and they had weakness by letting him be himself. I love you just the way you are, just not putting the work. So, and he liked that in the past. He's like, oh yeah, I don't have to put no work because this person loved me and accepts me just the way I am, with all this devilish behavior. But he, with you, these restrictions imposed because of self-worth and self-value, then he learned to value himself more, and is jealous because he is realizing he doesn't love himself enough to a point that like you do, like you love yourself, he or she. Okay, now what else? On the other aspect, that's also what he loves about you. I see Taurus, which had, like I said, Venus in Taurus, but I also see the eighth house. The eighth house, it's about it's the eighth house Pluto. We have Pluto in Scorpio. It's a very sensual and sexual element here. The same with Taurus, Venus, lust. We got Saturn, which is in Capricorn. This is lust, sex, sensuality. That now I got it. That's why he's jealous about you. With the eighth house is very spiritual, very deep. The feelings, the emotions, the form of expressivity, their self-worth, self-value. You are very open person on a mental and a sexual and a sensual place, but you know how to deliver that information from a very grounded place with a very feminine touch. Remember, Venus in Taurus, very elegant way, without losing that lady like attitude. All right, and Saturn is about hardship, and this makes you beautiful because you have gone through all the trials and tribulations in the past, painful situations in the past. We got Saturn in Capricorn, which is lessons learned. We got the eighth house of Pluto, major transformation on a spiritual level. That doesn't just happen overnight. It takes time and persistence. Saturn comes back and forth in your life until you learn your lessons and you never repeat those mistakes again. He is jealous because you move fast forward in learning your lessons and improving yourself from inside out. And that makes you so beautiful. And that's why he's jealous, because he loves you for this. He loves your colors. He loves everything about you. Your sensuality, your sexuality, your spirituality, your depth, the way you impose, but not impose, you predetermine your healthy boundaries in the society or with people you interact with, and that's also him putting these boundaries towards you. He wants to make sure that nobody can touch you. Yes, that's another thing. Saturn, it's not just you putting healthy boundaries because you know your self-worth and you expect people to respect you because you know your soul. It's also him. We're talking about jealousy, putting boundary around you because he knows your worth, he knows your value, so he does it in a way that he wants to make sure. It's about that jealousy here, that he wants your mind and heart and body to be only for him. It's like full commitment, one-to-one person. Okay, and he cannot tolerate at all the fact of you being with somebody else. That's why he's so harsh on you, and he uses these devilish techniques to restrict you, because until it gets to the point that you two are finally together and are not separated, he's going to use this harsh unorthodox methodology. Yes, unorthodox. We're talking about here mysteries and spirituality and religion and self-worth and value, and he says, to hell with that. I'm going to use unorthodox methodology to keep what is mine, because until I know it's mine. Oh yeah, this is powerful. What else can we see here? um, sorry. What does he see? Does he consider at this time, in this present moment, um, a challenge for the union? What's a challenge for the union? Yeah. What's a challenge for the union now? Should have mixed all of this together. A challenge for the union. Gosh, these cards are too many. Sorry, guys. Okay, this wants to come out. Oh, wow, the tower. It's a challenge. We got Aries, Mars, war, fire element. The tower is a problem because it's not happening. I think for some of you, the tower, if it's you were talking about separation and he's jealous because there is somebody else involved, and the tower moment is not happening. So the crash of the foundation uh, of this castle, the tower, right? The tower is not crashing yet for some people in order for him. So that's why he's imposing certain restrictions. But on you, on the other side, there's restrictions that your boundaries that you put into him. So it doesn't give him the room and the space to approach you because the tower moment is not happening between you and somebody else. That's a challenge. Until then, there's nothing happening here. That's a challenge, and that's why you're separated. I mean, on a spiritual level, is like he wants you. You're on a 5D level. You two are like married. You are together. No question about it. He knows your worth, your value, and he protects you. He protects you in almost in a sick way, like with a Saturn in Capricorn. Is like, devilish techniques to keep you not connected with nobody else. Like, yeah. And the tower is not happening either on his part, that he needs to break free from the way of thinking and doing, and from his own imposed restrictions. Very stubborn elements here. I see Taurus and Saturn, Capricorn, earthy, but also very persistent. But in a sense, he's not giving up on you, but in the same time, whoever he is in this journey is not making the changes neither. But with Saturn and Pluto, it's about putting you in that place when you finally got to go through sacrifices. Yes, Saturn and Pluto is about sacrifices. And the tower here, yes, that's the message. You got to sacrifice something here. So finally, either got to separate from a current parent, partner, or you gotta, or they gotta separate themselves from the way of been handling this whole situation with you. Um, so what do they need to do about this? Yeah, well, I just said it. Yeah, they got to separate. If there's a yeah, that's practically it. Oh yeah, Nine of Swords, Queen of Pentacles, Six of Cups, Nine of Swords. Six of Cups is about rehashing the past. We got the Cancer here. It's a water element. And again, the Queen of Pentacles, we've seen very present. We got Taurus, like I said, Queen of Pentacles, Taurus here. You see, earthy element. And a Cancer, Six of Cups. She is a mother figure, very central person, Venus. It can be a Taurus, it can be a Cancer, whoever. Very articulative. There's a lot of Gemini in her. It can be a person that is beautiful soul, in and out, and very attracted actually to people who are very articulative, to people who know how to make them laugh, and very intelligent in a way, with that dry sense of humor, who really can make people laugh, just just talking about things in life, not being too cocky, too arrogant, too smart, too outspoken, you know. And I met people like that in my life too, people who are very outspoken, but they're kind of boring, honestly. Like, it's crazy. um but this person looking for that innocent depth, and from genuine interaction. And it seems like the Queen of Pentacle, I found that person, the Six of Cup, also about somebody that you know from a past life connection, and you know this person so well. Now on the other side, talking about blockages, the Nine of Swords is to really give an end to the past connection. Yeah, she is a mother figure, and something is keeping her bound, her or him, whoever are you, to the past, that uh, needs to break free. The Tower moment has to happen here. uh, okay, we got that. What does he love about you on a physical level? Like, physically, what does he find attractive about you? Again, we got Capricorn, Saturn here. Again, the keep, no matter how I shuffle these cards, it keeps popping the same cards. Like, we got a Capricorn here, Saturn, and Saturn here. And then we got Venus here in Taurus, Taurus here. He loves these things about you. He loves that you are such a feminine energy with such groundiness. He's like enchanted by this. He and very sexual. Like, you two in bed are like, ooh, you don't even know, because probably you haven't been there yet. Saturn has been very present in my readings for some reasons, even on Pisces. I gotta do some researches about it. Saturn used to be, used in the ancient time, it used to be considered the old sun, like the sun. Also the son of God. I don't know, sun. But the now Saturn is like the shadowy side of the sun, whatever. He likes that you are a person that embrace both the shadow side and the light within yourself, and you know how to play around with it, and to just have fun with it, and laugh at it, and cry when it's need to be cried for. And they love that you're so sexual, so sensual, so feminine, and you just can be doing some nasty stuff in bed. Yeah, that's because we got the Scorpio here as well. It's very sexual, lots of sexual energy here. Taurus, Venus, lust. Oh, then we got Capricorn, the devil, lust. I mean, you guys today is like, I don't know what's going on. And that's why he's so jealous. Oh, that's why I've been talking about jealousy so much. He's just dying. He just waiting to be in your arms, and for you to be in his arms. I don't know. He's just it's taking too long. That's what he's saying. He's seeing that it's taking too long being in this separation, and something is preventing it. He finds you very desirable, and very intelligent, very articulative, and very grounded. You don't want to just be so boastful about yourself. You really, you know, a very motherly figure with a big heart and unconditional love, and you know how to spark the fire in bed as well. Very diverse in many ways, like to spice up life. Because you got the creativity of the Taurus, and the creativity of the Scorpio, very artistic. And then the Capricorn, it's about public performance, and you really put yourself out there, and you will not feel no shame to really show your true colors. Like, really, that's what he loves about you, and he finds that fascinating. The moon, it's like the hidden secret. That's exactly what we're talking about. It can be you're a Cancer or he's a Cancer, or motherly, again, a feminine energy, very motherly. Again, Venus here, and this, it can be you're a mother to a Scorpio. Yeah. And he secretly loves this about. It's also on jealousy, almost like the moon is about secrets and hidden feelings, right? Never being exposed in the public eye. He stays in the shadow, but secretly is like there's this longing. Um, oh yeah, big time. Um, mm, he loves that with all the pain that you have gone through. We got Cancer moon here and the Scorpio here. It's 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 developed you as on as a character, as a personality, as a molded you to be the woman that you are today, and you embracing all this changes that has happened into your life, and you were facing them with your head up, and it's just fascinating. And yet you know you're not victimizing yourself. That's the other thing. You're okay with it. You're not victimizing yourself, and that's loves about that. And you never expect him, you know, for him to be the victim neither. You wish him all the best. You want him to be happy. You're just carrying him in your heart, and he feels that, he sees that. And there's the shadowy element, you know, because there's this longing in the distance that was never been expressed, but because there is some tower elements that need to happen, and it's not happening. And one of the two of you, it's not. Again, we got Taurus and Venus again, Six of Pentacles, with a Six of Cups here, again with the Cancer and Taurus. Lots of Taurus, which is Venus, Cancer, and Scorpio, which is a lot of nurturing, loving, nurturing element here, big time. A person who is in their element, earth, groundiness, but with a feeling and passion, lots of passion and compassion. He just and for this reason he is jealous about you, because you know how to also verbalize all these emotions about you. Yeah, you verbalizing that with the Nine of Swords. It's about communicating this innermost feelings, and also giving an end. You're straightforward when you're is something that you dislike. You're giving an end to to the BS, to whatever masks. Whenever hardship you go through or you are forced to deal with, you embrace it, you deal with it, and you release it. And he wants to know how you do that, because he is never himself in that place. Maybe slowly he's there, but where is he in his life right now? Sorry, I think I'm getting a call. Okay, sorry about that. So where is he in his life right now? So what is he doing with his life? Okay. Well, he is. What is he doing with his life right now? What is he thinking and feeling and planning on doing? Oh, Venus again. Like you, he is learning to love himself, to ground himself. Venus in Taurus again. And he's enjoying the everyday things in life, trying to find the positive side of life. That's a lot of, oh my God, Scorpio again. And before we had the 8th house in Scorpio, now we have the sign of Scorpio in Venus. Before we had Venus, which was in Taurus and was a Taurus here. And then we had Scorpio here. Now we had Venus and Scorpio here, Venus as a planet. The same thing, he's in the same page where you are. Is like very horny today. Yeah, that's where he is. He wants to get down with it. And but there's this distance here that he won't touch you unless there's this tower moment happening between him and somebody else, or you and somebody else, or him and his ego. But deep down inside, he really desires you so bad. With Venus in Scorpio, they're very sexual cards, very sexual. You can Google it. Find out Venus and Scorpio what's about on the spirituality, the depth, on the mental and emotional level, and the pleasures and the lust and the self-love and loving one another. Like, really, you are so attracted to one another. Oof. And we get then the 12th house in Neptune. Oh, like this is like a daydreaming. This is like all spiritual here. A bit too much because it's all you got right now. There's nothing physical. But on a spiritual realm, you're like hidden tendencies. Yeah. Secretly, there's so much love and so much desire and passion, definitely. He 12th house is in Pisces, which is Neptune. It's about artistically speaking, like romanticizing you to the maximum. He really, with the 12th house, is like he's doing him thinking of you. Yeah, that's what it is. If we're talking about love, what's he thinking about you and what is he doing right now? Right now is watching you and feeling you and thinking about you and doing him thinking about you. Yeah, that's what he's doing. Oh boy. What are his own personal blockages? Let me see that. Personal blockages. Chariot, which is in Cancer again, and it's not in Aries. I don't know whether Chariot actually is in Cancer, is about moving forward towards the goals and yin and yang, because the Chariot in the traditional cards is two horses and the warrior holding the reins and leading it towards where he wanted to be. And now it's a blockage. It's like holding those reins, trying to keep those yin and yang balanced, but is realizing he has no control of the direction of where he's going. And that's a challenge. Yeah. And not because, and it can be beyond his control. It can be beyond the fact that initiation of crumbling this tower, and it feels like there's no control, there's the blockage. Where do you want this to go? Where do you want it to lead? And for some of you, there's the need of expressing that without communication. And he has given an end to communication here. And Knight of Swords in Gemini, it's about communication, but he's given an end. Everything is on a 5D with the Neptune in Pisces here. There's this desire and needing one another, but there's the need for the tower moment to happen. And the Chariot is saying, yeah, go get it, Coyote. It's all yours, waiting there, the Venus there, hot mama waiting for you. But he said, where is it going? Where am I going with this? Let's say I have her, but then what? He needs to have, he or you, whoever, has to have your ideas, your plans in perspective and clear. What is it that you want out of this? You just want a dream, because this is not a dream, an illusion. Neptune is about creativity, creating this fantasy world, and talking so much about the fantasy, but in the reality, do you actually want this? And are you putting the work, like we were seeing with Saturn there? It's about hard work and sacrifices. Somebody has to come out of the equation here. Yeah. So everybody's case scenario is different, and I totally understand. So I get it. So don't frustrate yourself. But you know when is the time to move on. You know, and you're going. If you're moving slowly, but you're getting there, you know you're moving towards that direction. Then good for you. I compliment you. If you're not doing nothing about it, you're trying to ignore, you're gonna see the signs that is gonna trigger you in a way you just cannot run away from it. It's just gonna push you towards that exit so you can finally expand to a whole new life in your life, something better, more fulfilling with someone that truly understands you and recognizes you and accepts you for who you are. And together you just sparkle like crazy with these two cards. Like sex is like bomb and more, not just sex. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Love you. Bye.